Hey, welcome back. This is module number 24, and today we're going to talk about foreclosures as investment properties. So what a foreclosure is it's somebody who took out a loan from a lender and they were making their monthly mortgage payments, and for some reason they stopped making their payments, whether they lost their job and no longer could afford their payments or whatever the reason. So they got behind on their mortgage payments. Now, once they got 30 days or 60 days behind on their mortgage payments, the lender starts sending them notices saying that you're in default, you've fallen behind, you need to make up these payments now. And as the home buyer continues to ignore these letters and doesn't catch themselves up, the lender's going to take legal action against the homeowner. So the lender's going to send, they're going to file paperwork with the courts and basically send the homeowner into foreclosure. And what that means is that the homeowner's property is going to be repossessed by the lender and sold at an auction so that the lender can recoup the funds to recover for their loan that they gave out. So when you're a home buyer or an investor, you're looking for these types of properties where homeowners are in foreclosure, and you can come up with solutions to help these homeowners out. Typically, if you catch them before the foreclosure, you can maybe negotiate a short sale with the bank where you're taking over the property for the seller. And they're getting out of their loan with the bank by paying off the bank using your funds that you're giving to the seller to get them out of trouble. But for today's purposes, with a foreclosure, we'll assume that the homeowner's already lost his home to foreclosure, so it's already gone to auction. So one of the downsides with an auction sale is it's usually a blind sale, so you don't get to go in and look at the property beforehand. So you're kind of buying a property blind. You don't necessarily know what's wrong with it. And a lot of times these are going to try to sell, the bank's going to try to sell at par of what the loan balance is. So if the loan was recently issued, there's not going to be a lot of equity in the property yet. So you're not going to get a very good deal on the property. Whereas, if the loan balance is pretty low, like their bank maybe is trying to collect $50,000 left on a $200,000 property, then the bank might only sell the property for $50,000 at auction, and it could be a $200,000 property. So this becomes attractive to investors then, because they can fix up the property and maybe be all in for $100,000, and then the ARV, the after repair value, could be $200,000, and this could give a sizable equity position to the investor that they can realize upon the sale of the investment. As a homeowner, when you fall into foreclosure, it's going to damage your credit. That's one of the downsides to going into foreclosure. So if you're an investor and you've got a lot of loans on your investment properties and you start falling behind, realize if you foreclose on any of your properties with a bank, your credit's going to be hurt. Well, same thing with these properties that you're hunting after. You're going to find, because it's all in public records, so you're going to be able to find what properties are falling into foreclosure, and you're going to know about it before they ever go to the auction. And a lot of auction sites online will actually list several different properties that are coming up for that auction, so you've got time ahead to do research. And so that's where we're going to get into more on like short sales and pre-foreclosures in our next video lessons, so that you can learn how to help out sellers before they even get to foreclosure. Another type of foreclosure is going to be tax liens. So if you fall behind on paying your property taxes, your property can get foreclosed on. So a lot of investors, will try to look at these tax lien sales where homeowners fell behind on their property taxes, and then the banks or whoever ends up foreclosing on the property, they're usually going to sell at a pretty low price just to recover any funds that they need to recover. And then that's how investors get a good deal. They get a property for a low purchase price, and they're able to build substantial equity. So that wraps up today's video on foreclosure investing. It's a strategy to consider doing because you can find properties for fairly cheap that go to auction, but one of the downsides is you also could be buying a property that you don't know all the negatives to or what it has wrong with it. So you could think you got it cheap, but by the time you get in there and you realize all the repairs that are needed done to it, it could end up pushing you over budget and you have no equity left in the deal. So just something to be cautious of when you're foreclosure investing. You can check out some of our articles on our blog at under30wealth.com/blog, and you can find different articles on foreclosures as far as how to find foreclosure deals. That can be a future lesson we put up on our YouTube channel or on our website. That way you can see, how to hunt foreclosures, but a lot of it's in public records, so just, do research in your city, go down to the courthouse, find different public records where people have filed their property, banks have filed to foreclose on different properties that have fallen behind. So thanks for tuning in today, and be sure to check out tomorrow's module on short sales. Take care.